Alright, the next thing we want to do is bring the back leg down. And as we said, this back leg, it sits just like that on the piece, in other words. But like I said, from the side you can see it's way too thick. So what we want to do, first of all, is basically bring it down. Bring it down, go ahead and let's just go ahead. Now when you cut it out, you want the grain to be running that way. But we're going to cut this down and bring it down to where what we want it to be, which is not, you don't want it too thick, which it is right now. So you want to bring it down to, something that is reasonable. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to bring it down, take as much, I'm just going to go ahead and use my little knife. You could use your bigger knife if you want to really remove a lot of wood at one time. But if you have a piece that maybe is 1/2 inch or 5/8 or something like that, in other words, that would be a better thing for the back leg. Well, once again, if you're enlarging the pattern, and I imagine most of you will, then the 3/4 is what you probably want to use. In other words, I'm just using a smaller version, a miniature version of the shelf sitter. And I'm going to, now what you do want to do is you want to bring, okay, remember when you go to take it down, okay, you want to make sure that you're on the right side. You don't want to come over here and bring this side down. You want to make sure that your flat side is on this side, okay? That your leg is going like this, okay? Because if you come over here and bring this down this way, then you're messed up. So I forgot to tell you that. Just like on this one, make sure before you do it, make sure how your thing sits. You want the flat side to glue to the bear like that. So we'll make sure of that, because have I done that before? You better believe I have. I wasn't paying attention. The time I made an arm like that, it was separate from the body, and it was the wrong. So can anybody do it? You better believe you can. And it's very simple to do because you just don't pay attention. Of course, I went and cut another one out and did it right, but there's our male person. But I just simply thought, I'd get after it. I wasn't paying attention. Just wasn't paying attention. And, I know all of you out there, y'all pay attention to everything you do. So, Now, if you're using a piece of wood that's going to cost you a fortune, yeah, there's going to be some issues there, for sure. But you want to pay attention, because you want your flat side, like I said already, we're bringing this down. You want your flat side to be here, and on the corners here, as we begin to bring this down and round this off like here, we're going to kind of bring this in just a little bit more so that the foot has more of a look like that. In other words, where it kind of comes down a little bit. And now these, oh shoot, I'm sorry. These little pieces, be careful. They're hard to hold, so you want to be careful. You don't want to get in a hurry, and you want to take your time, because you're holding a small piece here, and you want to be careful not to get in a hurry, because you can drop the piece very easily. Not that you'll break it, but that you might cut, you know, you might slip and cut yourself or anything like that. So just be real careful when you're doing this. I think I've showed you before the system to whenever I made some pieces where the arms are separate from the piece itself. And now let's look and see if that's about right for right here. That's a little bit, just a little bit thick. Yeah, I want to bring that down some more. A little bit too thick. And when I get down to about the size that I want it to be, I'm going to kind of measure it a little bit and see about how thick, if you can cut it that way, how thick you want it to be on this small piece like this, in other words. Now, like I said, when you got a bigger piece, of course it's going to be bigger. It's going to, but you want all the sides to sort of on the ends over here, all the sides. You don't want it straight across. You want it to have a oh gosh, a curvature to it, and it's going to fit on the back leg like that. Now that's getting there pretty good, because a bear has got he's a pretty thick fella. He's a thick fella. I mean, a bear's big, but he's real thick. So it's probably going to be about 1/2 of an inch when I get through with him. What's going to be the ideal thickness for the leg to be on something this small. So okay, getting very, very close, very close. Okay, I want to bring this down here, this bottom part down here a little bit more. Yeah, that's getting thin. Let me get my my little, oh gosh, getting this out of my pocket. Let's look at the thickness now, what that is. Okay, yeah, that's about 1/2 an inch. It's almost to 1/2 an inch. I think 1/2 an inch. No, wait a minute. Let me do this. Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty close. About 1/2 an inch is what it's probably going to be as far as when it's all said and done. Bring the piece down, which is only about 1/4 that you're going to bring it down. So it's not that serious of a situation to bring down. In other words, you can use a piece of 3/4 and just bring it down to 1/2 an inch. Only about 1/4. So. Now, of course, the top of the leg is it's kind of, as you can see, it's going to kind of oval shape like that. It's going to kind of swing open, where the bottom of it's going to be a little bit thinner than the top, because you know, this is the calf of the leg, so it will fit, as you can see from the side here. Let me see. I want to just kind of, there we go. This is the calf, and this just sort of fits like this, okay? And from the back, yeah, that's looking good. That's looking real good. I may thin this up just a little bit more in here, but it doesn't have to be. I think we are in pretty good shape. We're about 1/2 of an inch as far as the thickness is concerned. As far as the thickness is concerned, and let's get our V-tool, and we're going to come down here, and let me do this. Let me just kind of that a little bit, and we're just going to kind of come down here, and we're going to do this number to it. Okay, we kind of come around just like that, and just give that one right there. Okay, see where we kind of give that little back like that. All right, well, there we go. That's going to fit on his thing like that. And as you can see, I'm sorry, I have to kind of hold it there. That's going to fit like that. I want to bring this down just a little bit more in here. To me, this just looks a little bit too thick, so I'm going to bring that down just a little bit more in there. But as far as up in here, it's not. So, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. My telephone, I get people that call all day long, and I thought my phone was somewhere else, but it's right there, so you'll have to forgive me. I apologize for that. I told you it's live, folks, but I know I should have put my phone somewhere else. So, okay, now there we go. And let me give it just a little bit more thing here where the foot is at the bottom here, and I think that is going to be perfect for our little piece right here. Okay, all right, now our next little piece is the little leg that goes in the front here. So we're going to take that and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the very same thing with this one and bring it down to about 1/2 of an inch that we did with the other one. And it has sort of a little crook here. And we're going to bring this hand down here, or paw. I say a hand, I meant a paw. We're going to bring that paw down there to fit what we have here. And we're going to bring that all down. This is a cute shelf sitter. It's a very cute one. And I'm sure, like I said, a lot of people get tired. I've heard people go, well, all we do is carve bears. I'm sick and tired of looking at bears. But bears are cute little animals, and they are, I mean, the caricature bears are very cute little animals, and they're very good to use and to so Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Do, 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 do. Okay, now as we can see, this is way too big. This is way too big, and we're going to keep bringing this down. Now this is a small piece also, so you have to be very careful when you're holding these things in your hands. You don't want to get in a hurry and let it slip and cut you. You don't want to. You want to be sure that you have grasp on these things. You want to. I may be going a little bit fast, and I apologize if I am. I've done this so much, I'm used to it. Of course, that doesn't mean that I can't nick myself too. So, but you want to be real careful because this is a small piece, and you want to make sure that you don't go too, especially if you're a new carver or you're somebody who has not been carving for a long period of time. Don't rush it. That just adds to more hurt, pain, and I don't want you to. Okay, now look there, and we're starting to now from the side. As we look at both of these, from here, see from here, and then from here. This is still a little bit too thick. As you kind of look at both together, still a little bit too thick. And then you can kind of look you can kind of compare them, and it's almost there. It is. It's just kind of almost there. And of course, the front leg doesn't have to be as thick as the second leg. It's not really all that noticeable anyway. That's the male. Holy, wow. That's the mail lady. She's talking to somebody and ran over the curb. She is. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to bring that down just a little bit more. It's a little bit too thick in here, but we're getting to what we want it to be. Okay. Okay, we're in high cotton right now, man. We're on the downfall. Things are looking good. All right. Let's look at this. Yeah, we're real good. We're real good. Bring that down just a little bit right there as we compare both sides of it. So, all right, and that's going to fit. It's going to fit kind of more like this, and this is going to kind of fit right in here. In other words, just like that. Now, let me do this. I'm going to put the little in here. I'm going to put my little and let me go ahead and just come across here just a little bit, make that. I'm going to take my little V tool and hold it real good, and I'm going to make my little cuts in there like that. In other words, doesn't have to be that uniform, doesn't have to be that great, anything like that. In fact, let me do this. Let me make it with my knife right in here. Okay, the tip of it. Here, let me do it just like this. There we go. There we go. There we are. Look at that. See that? And then this one, let me turn it like this. This one fits here, and this one fits on the back side, just like that. And then this one fits on the front side, just like this. And if I'm looking, I have to kind of look at it as I look. I'm looking like this. In other words, that's just about right. This is a little bit thinner than this is, but it should be, because this is kind of the back leg and the front leg and all that stuff. And that's the way it's going to sit on the shelf, if you can see that good enough in that way. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue these into place. Okay, I'm just going to use a little not super glue. You don't want to use super glue. Probably a little Gorilla Glue or something like that. And I'm going to put both of these, and as you can see, let me cut a little bit more on these pieces. I'm going to glue these, come like this. Okay. I'm going to glue these pieces onto there. Okay. And then when we come back, I'm going to have them glued on there. Then I'll take my V-tool and we'll start doing some hair work, okay? Just sort of like, this is like this kind of stuff, in other words. We'll just start putting some hair on it and just do that kind of with my V-tool. But I'd like to go ahead and get it glued on to my piece, and on both sides of it, and get that situated. There we go. And just put it on there like that, and put that on there like that. In other words, actually this actually fits further. Told you it fits